Have you ever been out in public, such as in a cafe, walking in the park, or standing in line at the grocery store, and saw a younger woman smiling at you? There is a short spark of warmth. But, almost as swiftly, a thought enters. Was that intended for me? Am I imagining things? Maybe she's simply being courteous. And if you're like many older men, you might have dismissed it, thinking, oh, she was probably just being nice, or worse, she must have mistaken me for someone else. But what if I told you that smile represented something more? Not in the manner that society typically portrays these times, not in terms of attraction or false expectations, but in terms of something deeper, which most older men are unaware of. Younger ladies smile at older guys for many reasons. Some of these may surprise you. It's not always as you think. It is not always about flirtation or attraction. And it's certainly not to be dismissed, since that simple transient smile is frequently a reflection of something important, an acknowledgement of who you are, what you represent, and the presence you bring into the world. Today, we'll dissect this riddle and discover the true reasons why younger women smile at older men. Reasons that have nothing to do with what the public frequently assumes, but everything to do with something far more powerful. So let's get started. One of the most common mistakes elderly men make is underestimating their own presence. You might believe that as you become older, you fade into the background, that younger generations ignore you, and that your time to shine has passed. But this is simply not true. What many older men fail to recognize is that maturity brings with it a quiet power. One that younger people, including women, recognize, respect, and occasionally admire. 1. Confidence and self-assurance. Let us start with confidence. Confidence is not about being arrogant or attempting to show something. It's about understanding who you are and feeling comfortable in your own skin. It's about carrying oneself with ease and understanding that you don't have to impress anyone to be valuable. Many younger men are still working to attain this level of quiet confidence. What about younger women? They notice it. A younger lady may smile at an older man because she notices his calm, unwavering presence. Because confidence, along with humility, is one of the most appealing attributes a person can possess. What's with that smile? It is not about attraction. It's about acknowledgement. She recognizes something unique in today's environment. An unshaken, confident presence. Number 2, wisdom and life experience. Another reason why young ladies grin at older men. Wisdom. You have lived through decades of history. You've witnessed the world shift. You've overcome obstacles and come out stronger. And, whether you realize it or not, your experience shows in the way you speak, respond, and deal with life's obstacles. Wisdom is magnetic. It's why younger people are frequently drawn to elder mentors, coaches, or even kind strangers they meet in passing. A younger woman may grin at an older man because he reminds her of her father, grandfather, or another significant character in her life. Someone who carries the wisdom she wishes to learn from. What about that moment? It's a show of respect, a silent appreciation for the knowledge you carry with you every day. Then there's emotional stability, one of the most underappreciated benefits of growing older. When you are young, your emotions can be unpredictable. Many young males are still figuring themselves out, reacting impulsively, and attempting to prove something. But as you become older, you're likely to develop a sense of inner serenity. You understand that not everything requires a reaction. You realize the importance of patience, listening, and simply being present. This kind of steadiness is something that younger people, particularly those in their 20s and 30s, immediately perceive and value. That's the kind of energy that attracts people. Not to impress anyone, but because stability in an otherwise chaotic world is rare and much prized. So, if you see a younger woman smile at you, don't dismiss it as insignificant. It may not be about attractiveness, but that does not mean it is any less significant. Confidence, wisdom, and emotional balance. Many people admire these qualities, whether they are aware of it or not. And you? You've been carrying them with you every day. That, my friend, is something worth acknowledging. Let's continue on and discover even more reasons why your existence in the world is still important. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to feel that generations are drifting apart. Social media, technology, and modern society frequently appear to create a split between young and old people. But in truth, there is a strong, unspoken bond between generations. Respect, familiarity, and sometimes even admiration are the foundations of this relationship. This is another reason why young ladies grin at older men. It's not about desire, but about recognition, respect, and that quiet, unwavering presence that reminds them of something significant in their own life. One is generational respect. Regardless of what you hear, many younger women were reared with enormous regard for their elders. In many cultures and families, exhibiting kindness, whether with a smile, greeting, or a simple nod, is a sign of upbringing rather than flirtation. Think about it. How frequently do you witness young ladies treating older women, such as their grandparents or elderly aunts, with warmth and care? The same amount of respect is frequently extended to older men, particularly those who conduct themselves with decency and kindness. A grin can be a modest, spontaneous way of saying, "I see you and respect you." 2. A fatherly and mentor-like presence. Many younger women associate older males with strong male figures in their lives, such as fathers, grandfathers, uncles, or mentors. And if you're a nice, confident, and self-assured man, simply being present might provide a sense of comfort and familiarity. A grin could just be a means of showing gratitude. Perhaps you remind her of her father, who taught her great lessons, her grandfather, who told stories from the past, or a mentor who led her through life. It is not about you individually, but about what you represent. Even if only for a few while, the presence of an elderly man with wisdom and dignity can provide a sense of safety. 3. Maintain a gentlemanly demeanor and show courtesy. And there's something more simpler: kindness. Older men who handle themselves gracefully and continue to execute tiny acts of gallantry stand out in today's culture. In an era when hurried interactions are the norm, a man who holds the door open, says a nice word, or simply greets someone warmly is an uncommon sight. Younger ladies notice as well. They smile because they appreciate it, not because they want something in return, and because compassion is contagious. The little things make a difference. A well-behaved older man is not invisible. He is quietly regarded. So the next time a younger woman grins at you, don't think too much about it. Do not dismiss it. Don't mistake it for something it isn't. Most of the time, that smile is a little but profound gesture, expressing respect, recognition, and appreciation for your being in the world. Because, whether you know it or not, you have an impact. You have been spotted. People of all ages know and admire how you handle yourself with dignity, kindness, and wisdom. Now let's look at another reason why your participation in society is still important. It's easy to feel as if the world is moving too quickly, that newer generations are taking over, and that your time of being seen, heard, or cherished has passed. But this could not be further from the truth. You see, society thrives due to a mix of youth and experience. While younger people might provide energy and inventiveness, wisdom, resilience, and perspective are what truly sustain a culture. And that is where you come in. The world needs you. Younger generations require you. And, whether you realize it or not, the way you handle yourself in society, your intelligence, kindness, and calm power, are more important than you believe. One is the function of elder males as mentors and leaders. One of the most valuable benefits of aging is perspective. The ability to reflect on decades of experiences, failures, lessons gained, and triumphs, and then share that wisdom with those in need. You may not realize it, but simply being present can inspire others. Think about it. How many young men struggle with life's uncertainties? How many young women, consciously or unconsciously, look up to figures of wisdom and guidance? Even in minor ways, you are a role model. Your presence in the workplace, community, or in everyday interactions makes an impression. And when younger people, even younger women, smile at you, it could be because they regard you as a source of wisdom, stability, and quiet reassurance in a world that is frequently chaotic. 2. The significance of perspective and wisdom in contemporary culture. We live in a world that frequently values speed over contemplation, convenience over knowledge, and trends above tradition. But wisdom is timeless. Perspective is invaluable. And you, as someone who has lived through decades of history, have information that younger generations do not yet understand. That is why your presence in society is not only important, but necessary. Younger individuals may not always express it, but they value those who came before them. They want guidance, even when they are unsure how to ask for it. A simple smile from a younger woman could be her way of saying, "Thank you for being here. Thank you for being yourself." Third, you are not invisible. You are a cornerstone of the community. One of the most pernicious illusions that society feeds older men is that as they age, they become invisible. Let me tell you something, you are not invisible. You're not fading into the background. You are a living piece of history, a walking archive of information, a sign of tenacity, and a model of what it means to persevere and flourish. Your presence serves as a reminder to younger generations that life is more than simply the present moment, it is about the journey. That experience counts. That wisdom was earned. That there is dignity in getting elderly. So, the next time a younger woman smiles at you, remember that she does not perceive you as past your prime. She sees you as someone who matters. She recognizes confidence. She recognizes wisdom. She sees kindness. She recognizes the presence of someone who has gone through life and emerged stronger. Most essential, you should see it yourself. Now let's speak about how you can apply this knowledge in your daily life. To be honest, when an older man receives an unexpected smile from a younger woman, his thoughts can wander in several areas. Some may ignore it outright, figuring it was merely courtesy. Others may overanalyze things, wondering if there was a hidden message. Then there are those who, consciously or unconsciously, interpret it as an indication of attraction. But, in most cases, it is neither of those things. That is why understanding the potential misinterpretations is critical, so you can answer with wisdom, confidence, and dignity. 1. Not all smiles are flirtatious. We live in a society where friendship is sometimes misinterpreted as romantic attraction, particularly amongst men and women of different ages. However, most young ladies who grin at an older man are not flirting. They aren't expressing romantic desire. More often than not, their smile is a simple expression of friendliness, respect, or recognition. Many people adopt this tendency, particularly those raised in societies where respect for elders is a core value. A smile can indicate that you remind me of my father or grandfather. It could also be a response to the way you hold yourself, which exudes confidence, warmth, and presence. But it's critical to understand the distinction between appreciation and attraction. 2. The risk of misinterpreting signals. So, what happens if an older man misinterprets that smile? If he expects flirtation, he may respond awkwardly or inappropriately. This can lead to miscommunication and, in some situations, discomfort for both parties. This is when self-awareness becomes crucial. Recognizing that a smile is sometimes just a pleasant gesture might help you respond in a way that maintains your dignity and makes a good impression. Instead of assuming desire, accept the grin as it most likely is. A gesture of generosity, respect, or acknowledgement. 3. Responding confidently and gracefully. So, how should an older man react if a younger woman smiles at him? Simple. Return the gesture with equal warmth and respect. A gentle nod, a courteous good morning, or a warm grin in reply is all that is required. It demonstrates that you appreciate the kindness without overanalyzing or reading into it. This is the power of self-assurance. You don't have to look for deeper meaning in each interaction. Instead, you can accept the moment for what it is and go on with the same grace you've demonstrated throughout your life. A grin is one of the most basic yet effective ways of human connection. It does not always imply something deep or romantic. It can just be a display of love, respect, and appreciation for your presence in the world. So, the next time you get a smile from someone younger, take it with quiet confidence. Know that your presence is noticed, your expertise is respected, and your place in society remains important. Most essential, carry oneself in a way that reflects that regard. Throughout this conversation, we've covered something that many older guys neglect: the significance of their presence in society. From the quiet power of adulthood to the natural respect you command, to the way younger women and people in general notice you, not out of attraction, but because they recognize who you are and what you represent. Nonetheless, older men frequently underestimate their relevance. They believe they've become invisible, that they no longer have value, and that the world has moved on without them. But here is the truth. You aren't invisible. You're not forgotten. You are still here, and your presence is still important. The first step is to accept your social role. So, what are the takeaways from this? First, recognize that your years of experience, wisdom, and demeanor are observed, whether you are aware of it or not. Second, accept the respect that comes your way. A grin, a nod, and a kind phrase. These are not simply empty gestures. They are reminders that your presence is appreciated. Finally, maintain your confidence as you navigate life. Carry yourself with dignity. Live in a way that reflects the respect you receive. Because the world requires men who demonstrate strength, wisdom, and character. Second, move forth with confidence. So, the next time a young woman smiles at you, don't overthink it. Don't disregard it, and don't think it's anything more than it is. Instead, accept it gracefully. Know that it is a symbol of acknowledgement, respect, and the quiet influence you make simply by being yourself. Your best years are not behind you. They are inside you. You remain a tower of strength, a source of wisdom, and a reminder of what it means to live with intention and present. So, stand tall. Move ahead with confidence. And don't forget, your narrative is far from over. If this message spoke to you, I invite you to express your opinions in the comments section. Have you ever felt unexpectedly seen or respected? I'd love to hear your thoughts, and if you found this discussion useful, please consider subscribing to this channel for more information on confidence, wisdom, and the path of aging with purpose. Also, if you know someone who could benefit from this message, such as a friend, parent, or grandfather, please share this video with them. Because sometimes all it takes is a reminder to recognize the value that has always existed. Thank you for watching, and until next time, move forward confidently, knowing that your existence in this world is still important.